जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना
यमुनतीरावनचारी
यमुनातीरावनचारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुनतीरावनचारी यमुनतीरावनचारी राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी सोदनन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुनतीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Radha Jama Sundara, Radha Jama Sundara, Jai Jai Radha Jama Sundara, Radha Jama Sundara, Jai Jagannatha, Jai Jagannatha, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra.
Jai Jagannatha, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra.
Jai Gauranita, Jai Gauranita, Jai Gauranita, Jai Gauranita. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. जय गो प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल जगो विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज काचर अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमती रिवेन गेसी भक्त वेदांत संस्पोपाद की जाए जगो विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज काचर अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमती रिवेन गेसी भक्त सिद्धांत ठाकुर गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जाए आनंद कोटि वैष्णवंद की जाए नमाचल हरिदास ठाकुर की जाए प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जाए श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगमय यमुनमय की जय भक्ति देव तुलसी महारानी की जय समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय यथा गौर प्रेमानंदे all lorries to assemble devotees all lorries to assemble devotees all lorries to assemble devotees all lorries to Shri Guru and Gauranga Prabhupada की जय ओम विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नाम नमस्ते सारस्वते गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवाद पाश्चात्य देशतारणे Thank you all for joining. So we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, Opulence of the Absolute, section number 4, 16 to 18. Take the Bhagavad Gita if you need. I can take here. Yeah, okay. Let me share. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Hari Om Tat Sat. Chapter 10, Opulence of the Absolute, verse number 16. Vaktam arhasi aseshena divya hi atma vibhutaya याभिर्विभूतिभिर्लोकान् इमां स्वां व्याप्य तिष्ठसि वक्तुमर्हसि अशेषेण दिव्या हि आत्मविभूतयः याभिर्विभूतिभिर्लोकान् इमां त्वां व्याप्य तिष्ठसि वक्तुमर्हसि अशेषेण दिव्या हि आत्मविभूतयः याभिर्विभूतिभिर्लोकान् इमां त्वां व्याप्य तिष्ठसि word to word वक्तुम to say arhasi you deserve अशेषेण in detail divya divine he certainly atma your own vibhutaya opulences yavi by which vibhuti opulences lokan all the planets iman these tvam you vyapya pervading tishtasi remain. Translation by Divine Gaze A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Please tell me in detail of your divine opulences by which you pervade all these worlds. Please repeat. Please tell me in detail of your divine opulences by which you pervade all these worlds. Next verse, verse number 17. What's happening with this? कथं विद्यामहं योगीं त्वां सदा परिचिन्तयन् केषु केषु च भावेषु चिन्त्योऽसि भगवान् मया कथं विद्यामहं योगीं त्वां सदा परिचिन्तयन् केषु केषु च भावेषु चिन्त्योऽसि भगवन् मया कथं विद्यामहं योगीं त्वां सदा परिचिन्तयन् केषु केषु च भावेषु चिन्त्योऽसि भगवन् मया word katam how vidyamaham shall I know yogi o supreme mystic tvam you sada always parichintayan thinking of keshu in which keshu in which cha also bhaveshu natures chintyasi you are to be remembered Bhagavan O Supreme Maya by me. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. O Krishna. Oh, no, hold on. I need to read and then. O Krishna, O Supreme Mystic, how shall I certainly think of you and how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered? O Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now you have to repeat. O Krishna, O Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you? How shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered? O Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah, you all can sit there. But Prabhu's can sit there. Verse number 18. Vistarenatmano yogam. Verse number 18. Vibhutim cha janardana. You can put the book on the lap. Don't put it on the down. विस्तरेणात्मनो योगम् विभूतिं च जनार्दन भूय कथय तृप्तिर्हि शृण्वतो नास्ति मे अमृतम्. You can sit. Maybe it go backside or front. So together you can sit. And then she can also read. Vistarena atmano yogam vibhutim cha janardana bhuya kataya triptirhi srunvato nasti me amrutam. You have difficulty in reading, you can look at that word to word, then you can divide in that way and easy to read. Vistarena, in detail, Atmana, your, Yogam, mystic power, Vibhutim, opulences, Cha, also, Jana Ardhana, O killer of the atheists, Bhuya, again, Kataya, describe, Tripti, satisfaction, E, certainly, Srunvataha, hearing, Na, Na asti, there is not, me, my, Amrutam, nectar. Translation by Sri Prabhupada. O Janardana, O Janardana, again please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I am never satiated in hearing about you. For the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. Now you can repeat. O Janardana, again please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I am never satiated in hearing about you. For the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. So, try to understand these verses. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmiritam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Mukam Karvati Vachalam Pangum Langete Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Sri Gurum Denatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Isu Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhubhyo Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्. रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय. प्रभुपाद की जय. गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. So today we are in the fourth section we are discussing. This is the chapter 10, Uplands of the Absolute. We'll try to have to give some understanding for kids also. Otherwise it will be too high plane for them to understand. We'll try to see some subject matters. So chapter 10, Uplands of the Absolute is in multiple sections. So first 1 to 7 is Krishna is the source of everything. That is the first section. Next section is 8 to 11, Chatusloki Gita, that we covered last week. And then before week 12 to 15 is Arjuna's glorification of Supreme Lord's position. This was the last week's section. And this week's today's section is 16 to 18, Arjuna's questions. 19 to 42 is Lord Krishna's opulences. In this way, this chapter is divided in 5 different sections. So if you look at the mathematics, also you have coordinate geometry, trigonometry, calculus, algebra. Yeah, so like this chapter Uplands of Absolute also has been divided in these 4 sections. It is a systematic way it is presented. Now today's section is talking about Arjuna's questions about the Uplands of the Absolute. So first we have to question ourselves, why is Arjuna is asking this Uplands of the Absolute? Chapter 7, Lord Krishna had explained before already that Rasoham Apsu Kaunteya. Then also many other verses. Bijaoham. So many other verses like that. In 7th chapter, all the way from verse number 6 onwards, he has already explained various opulences about himself. But still, Lord, here Arjuna is asking, after Krishna explaining in condensed way in Chatusloki Bhagavad Gita in 4 verses, which are the Aham Sarvasya Prabho Matta Sarvam Pravartata Iti Matva Bhajante Va Buddha Bhava Samanvita. It's how everything is coming from him. The material world, spiritual world, everything, whatever you see in this world, nothing is independent of him, everything is coming from him. And then he is establishing also, then further he's telling. Then one who understands that everything is coming from him, then they will start discussing about me. Matchita madgata prana, bodhayanta parasparam, katayantascha mam nityam, tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Which is sambandha gnan, relationship between the Supreme Lord and the Jiva living entity is being establishing. And then the practice. Once you know that everything belongs to Krishna and everybody is in relation with Krishna, the parent, the child, and the teacher, and student, and everybody is in relation. Whatever we see, this material things, wealth, properties, everything is belongs to Krishna. So we see everything in relation with Krishna, and then we act accordingly. The practical aspect of Machyuta, thinking about in relation with Krishna, and then discussing about Krishna, utilizing everything in Krishna's service. So that's what he's talking about, Abhideya, practice aspect. Then one who understands and acts and practices in that way, then I give the intelligence by which they can come to me. Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayanti. So by this practice, then gradual I give the intelligence by which they can come to me, they can attain me. So that's what Krishna. Even if somebody is not scholarly, not intelligent, not studied, not went to school, even for them also, as long as they are submissive, they are receptive, they are pure in heart, so they are simple in heart. For them, I bring the intelligence, I give the spiritual strength and spiritual intelligence. By the fourth word, Tesham Evanu Kampardam, very compassionately. Aham Agnanajam Tama, Nasayam Atma Bhavastu, Gnana Deepena Vasuda. I take like a torchlight and I give the lamp of the transcendental knowledge, even if they are not studied anything, not even first grade, second grade, no school at all. They are illiterate, but still everything, all the knowledge will be revealed for them. So that Krishna is explaining in the Chatur Shlok. So by this already Arjuna has understood. Arjuna in the previous section has confirmed Supreme Lord's position. Param Brahma, Param Dham, Pavitram Bhavan, Adi Devam, Ajam Vibhum, Shasvatam Divyam. So he has already explained, he has understood, he has realized it. Now Arjuna is asking in these three verses about Lord Krishna's further opulences. So further opulence, why is he asking? Because we think that in this material world we are after the material objects, and we are thinking that I can use my mind, I can try to control my senses, I can utilize my senses, I can think of Krishna, but it's very difficult. So in the previous chapters or the later chapters, we'll see also. Indriyanam manaschasmi. Lord Krishna is telling, I am the mind. Out of all the senses, I am the mind. That means the strength. It is not that I am the Indra, I am the. So all the various opulences. That doesn't mean that Lord Krishna, Indra is also Lord Krishna. No. Doesn't mean that mind is also Lord Krishna. No. What it means is the strength, the power, how the mind is working, that power is being given by. Without Lord Krishna's power, mind cannot work. Mind cannot do its function. That's what. So if mind is telling, I am the mind, the power. So, and in other place also we see that Arjuna is telling that it is very difficult to control the mind. It is like controlling the air. Vayor chanchalam hi mana pravati balavadram vayor sudushkaram. Very difficult to control the mind and senses. It is like controlling the air, controlling the horses. It's very difficult to control. So that's why then one must, so if we cannot able to, that's why Krishna is mentioning in the ninth chapter, very important, what 9.34. That's why 10th chapter is starting without Arjuna is asking any question. Arjuna, Krishna, Lord Krishna has started explaining about 10th chapter, whole new chapter, because of this verse. Manmana bhav madbhakto madhyaj imam namaskuru. Mame vaisi yuktenam atmanam matprayanam. Think of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me, and worship me. These four things Krishna is telling. This is the most important verse. Two times Lord Krishna is repeating in 9th chapter and also in the 18th chapter at the end. So basically, same thing. The mind cannot be controlled by our own strength. We don't have a strength by our own capability to control mind. We can never control. and forget about removing anarthas, unwanted things. We will never be able to control. We cannot remove our anarthas. The problem is, just like the children also have various opulences. Everybody has a faith in various opulences. We have faith in the company, just like you have faith in cell phone, Apple, Android, Google, Microsoft. These things we have faith in. Or you look at anything you look at, the TV or the gadgets, anything you look at, clothes, everything we have a faith on certain brands. But the same faith is not there on the transcendental sound. Same faith is not there on the process of devotion service. So because we don't have that spiritual strength, this strength of understanding the transcendental knowledge or practice of devotion service has to be obtained by sadhu sangha. Prasangam ajaram pasam sayeva sadhu sukru moksha dwaram apavrutam. Prasangam ajaram pasam. Pasam means it is like bounding up by, we are bounded by ropes. So that's why the faith is weak. Just like you have a app, you have a faith on your cell phone, the certain brands, Apple or whatever, Samsung or Android. So same way, we need to have this strong faith. That faith will come when you take the association of the devotees. Prasangam ajaram pasam. So when you are tied up with this weakness in the heart, then you need to the only way that these pure devotees, prasangam is prakrushta rupena sangha. So these pure devotees who have strong, deep attachment with the institution, like you go to a school or you go to a college because you have faith in certain college. Why do you want to choose a particular college, particular university? Because you have studied, you have heard first. Because we haven't heard about Lord Krishna, that's why here Arjuna is asking this opulence in detail. It is not for him. He has understood already. It is for, if you look at the purport, Prabhupada is elaborating that. Arjuna has understood, but for the common people in general, for the future, he wants to ask, he is asking Lord Krishna because his intelligence is clear, is purified. His mind, intelligence, everything is purified. He has got the knowledge, he has got the everything is purified for Arjuna. But he wants to make sure for all the common people to elaborate on the what is these opulences. Because the Manvana Madbhakt, how one can think of Krishna. If you have certain things, details, then you can think of Krishna. Okay, like this cell phone, iPhone has certain feature. You have heard about it, then you have a. If you have not heard anything about it, then what it is, how it works, and what features it has, then why you want to buy? You will not buy. You have no love, no attraction, no attachment for it. You will not buy. But by seeing, by hearing more and more, then you want to buy it. You want to use it, how it works, and then you like it. The same way, the faith will increase when you associate with those who have strong love, attachment for the Lord and his paraphernalia and his associates. That's a prasangam majaram pasam. Sayeva sadhu sukrutu. So the devotees who has deep attachment for Krishna, one has to have love. Love means it is not just duty. You go to the office, you don't have love for the manager or institute for that company. Because you are getting something in return, that's why you are working. So if you don't have love, so like if you don't, you go to office or you go to a teacher, you go to a school, you don't have love, you don't want to learn anything. How long can you be there in that school, in that college, or in that company? You don't have faith. Can you stay? Maximum they maybe keep you for a few weeks, few months. Once they realize that this person doesn't have faith, doesn't follow any instructions, how long? They will not keep. They will give the ticket to go home and you can work anywhere you want. Same way, if you want to progress in devotion service, we need to have faith. We need to have faith. Faith on the institution, faith on the sampradaya, faith on the Supreme Lord, and especially faith on his representative, pure devotee of the Lord. So that is where the strength is. All the strength is coming from the Supreme Lord's representative. So as Krishna himself is mentioning, Narada Muni himself is mentioning to Yudhishthira Maharaj, where Nirapeksham Shantam, Munim Shantam, Nirvairam Sarva Bhuteshu, Puyet Angri Renubhi. And so I'm running behind pure devotees. Even the Lord is always pure, He's not impure. But He is teaching a lesson that He is instructing that I'm getting purified by so Anuvrajami Tishtam, Puyet Angren. I'm running behind the pure devotees, taking their dust. I'm getting purified. I'm being glorified. So in that
Hey,
we
guys,
can understand that position of the. Let me mute. Position of the devotees, these pure devotees of the Lord, the spiritual masters, has strong attachment for the Lord. So that's why we need to have faith. We need to have strong faith on them. We need to follow their instructions. Then that's why Arjuna is asking this question for the people in general, so that Lord Krishna can elaborately explain these opulences. Explain this. Vistarena Atmane Divya Vibhutaya, Atma Divya Vibhutaya. So he's asking in great this, oh mystic, personality of Godhead, please explain about your mystic opulences in great detail. So Krishna is asking, Baladev Vidya Bhushan Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. I have already explained, why do you need more? He's asking, no, those details are, we want more detail because you have asked for 4 things to be done. Think of me, become my devotee, and offer obeisance to you and worship you. How we can do? Because why did Lord Krishna appear? Kunti Maharani is saying that Lord Krishna appeared to actually Bhavesmin Klishyamananam Avidya Kama Karmavi, because we have ignorance. We are so much, we have faith in. We have to understand in process of bhakti, we have to question ourselves. We have faith. Like outside people, they're attached, they want results. They want to go, they want to enjoy, they want to go to the heavenly planets. They have faith in those things, all those things. You know how to enjoy. This is where the faith is. But for devotees, we need to understand where we have the faith. You want to be with Krishna and develop love and exchange rasa with him. Is is that your goal? Or is your goal to enjoy separately from the Lord? So that we have to question ourselves. If you want to be like the outside materialistic people, then yes, you can do whatever you like. But if you want to be on this side where you want to be in relation with Krishna, you want to exchange rasa with him, you want to be always ultimate happiness, real bliss and happiness always, no distress, you don't want, then you have to follow his representatives. Then you have to follow these 4 things. Then you need to know the opulences. And how you will know? Only in the association of devotees. Why did Lord Krishna appear? For this purpose. Avidya Kama Karma Bhi. Because people are engaged in activities and ignorance, they don't have faith. So that's why Krishna specifically appeared. Srinvanti, Gayanti, Smaranti Abhiksnasaha. Specifically to rejuvenate the process of devotion service, of hearing, chanting, remembering. So that's why here Arjuna is specifically asking about the opulences of the absolute in great detail. 19 to 42 verses, almost 30 plus verses or so, Lord Krishna is describing the various opulences so that we can think of Lord Krishna by seeing, by tasting the water. So we can think of Krishna. So by seeing the mountains, by seeing everywhere the power, the strength, so we can immediately remember Krishna. So that's why Lord Arjuna is asking this question. So that means we need to have strong faith on this process of devotion service, especially Sravanam and Kirtanam. So as a gardener, it is mentioned as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the gardener of devotion service. So the seed of bhakti has been sown by the spiritual master in the heart at the day of initiation. So that's why we need to always question ourselves where we want to go. What is our priority? The faith should be there. I want to develop loving relationship with Krishna. That means I have to be in love with his representatives. That means I have to follow their instructions. That is where mamata is. That's where love is. But we are thinking, I'm tired. No, I'm already too tired. But imagine that Sri Prabhupada has come at the age of 70 or 75, above 70 years old. He has come. He didn't think. But at home also, we don't say that to take care of the family. We never say that we'll be tired. Prabhu, please mute your lines. So we need to have this strong faith and attachment, especially love. If you don't have love, then you will not pay attention. Why is Arjuna is asking details? Because we are on the periphery. We are always on the bahirmukh. The bhakti is not at all bahirmukh. Bhakti is always internal. Internal means we have to pay attention to the details. So that's why we pay attention to the details at home, our wealth or the property, or even if the light is unnecessarily on, we switch off. But when you come to the temple, it is the job of president, it is job of somebody else. It is not me, we think. No. But it is a temple means it is everything belongs to Krishna, everything belongs to Sri Prabhupada. So we have to take care. If we are the members, it is our duty to take care of the temple also. It is our duty. Everybody, it belongs to everybody. When you have love, then you will take care. If you don't have love, you will not take care. You will think it is somebody else's duty. It is not my duty. It becomes a duty. When you have love, then there is no question of tiredness. You will always want to serve because you are looking for loving exchanges with the Lord and His pure devotees. So that's why Arjuna is saying here, explain in detail, because bhakti is always, principle is there of chanting the holy name 16 rounds and following four regulative principles and hearing and remembering. All these processes are there, but the details is also is very important. Details of how we engage in devotion service, what we accept and what we reject. So that's why Krishna has specifically come to rejuvenate this Sravanam, Kirtanam. So Lord Krishna is specifically mentioning in that 1.8.36 verse also that Srunvanti Gayanti Grunanti Smaranti Nandante Tave Idam Janat Tayeva Pasyante Acharena Tavakam Baba Pravaho Paramam Padam Bujam. So specifically that verse purport Prabhupada is elaborating very, very important purport, clearly mentioning that Prabhupada is mentioning 1.8.36. Let's read that, then we can understand how important it is. 36. The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna cannot be seen by our present conditioned vision. In order to see him, one has to change his present vision by developing a different condition of life, full of spontaneous love of Godhead. When Sri Krishna was personally present on the face of the globe, not everyone could see him as the supreme personality of Godhead. Materialists like Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, Kamsa, Jarasandha, and Sisubal were simply highly qualified personalities by acquisition of material assets. But they were unable to appreciate the presence of the Lord. Therefore, even though the Lord may be present before our eyes, it is not possible to see him unless we have necessary vision. This necessary qualification is developed. This is where the importance. This necessary qualification is developed by the process of devotion service only, beginning with hearing about the Lord from the right sources. The Bhagavad Gita is one of the popular literatures which are generally heard, chanted, repeated, etc. by the people in general. But in spite of such hearing, etc., sometimes it is experienced that performer of such devotion service does not see the Lord face to face. The reason is that the first item, Sravana, is very important. If hearing is from the right sources, it acts very quickly. Generally, people hear from unauthorized persons. Such unauthorized persons may be very learned by academic qualification, but because they do not follow the principles of devotion service, hearing then from them becomes a sheer waste of time. Sometimes the texts are interpreted fashionably to suit their own purposes. Therefore, first one should select a competent and bona fide speaker and then hear from him. When the hearing process is perfect and complete, all other processes become automatically perfect in their own way. See, everywhere it's pointing to the hearing. We don't hear from the right sources and properly and sufficiently. There are different transcendental activities of the Lord, and each and every one of them is competent to competent to bestow the desired results, provided the hearing process is perfect. Provided hearing process. So, if we are not able to sufficiently hear, then it's very difficult to progress. Anarthas cannot be removed. So that's why we have to understand who is the qualified person, who is the bona fide person whom we should hear from. We have to look at as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has mentioned, Achar. So what is that verse? Forgetting. So, but one who have to look at the Achar and Prachar. So whoever is speaking, he must be of the same Achar also. what he is speaking also he has to behave in the same conduct must be there in his own life. He is speaking, but he is not himself is not following. Then there is no process. Yeah, what is it? Jivera Sikhai. I forget the first line. अपने आचार्य थे जीवेर सिखाए. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specifically come to teach this. Apane acharya, that means first we ourselves, the speaker has to observe, speaker has to conduct himself what he is speaking. Then jivera sikhai, then you can speak to others, you can teach others. But if we ourselves don't follow, then by hearing from them, they themselves are not able to transform. And they cannot, whoever is hearing also, they also cannot be transformed. So that is the first and foremost quality. And obviously, there are other qualities. Avyartha kalatam, namagana sadaruchi, priti vasati stale. All this. That means one who is wasting time, one who is not having a deep attachment with the holy name or the service. He doesn't have love for his spiritual master. He doesn't have love for the Lord. He doesn't have love for service. So is into the materialistic things. He doesn't have proper attachment for the process of devotion. Then it's no point in hearing because we will also be on the same quality if we hear from those. So that's why it's clearly on prasangam ajram pasam sayeva sadhu sukrutu. The person has to be really a sad bhakta. We also discussed this morning, I think. Sad bhakta and asadu bhakta. We have to be like, as we are in the Ramayana, Ram Navami, second day or third day today, or the part of the 9-day process. If you look at the example of Sabari, Sabari was a queen in the previous life, but Sabari was very much attached to the association of devotees. But because she was a queen, then she was never allowed to go to the temples. If at all, if she was allowed to come once or twice, but she was not allowed to mix with the devotees. Associates, they used to make them run away from there as queen is coming. So in that way, but then she was fed up with this. Then somehow or the other, she gave up her life. So next life, she was praying that to become. I think in that life or the next life. I think in the next life she wants to be born as a low born Savara. So that's how she born in that way in the next life. And then I think I'm trying to recollect exactly that life or the next life. When she is born as Savara, then one day she was, I think in the maybe previous life one, getting married. I think this is second life or this is second life. She is getting married. On that day, she saw that mm, all the animals were tied. So that next day, on the day of marriage, they will be basically sacrificed. But this tradition is there even now. I think at least maybe may not be all so many animals, but at least some one or two. So then, seeing that, hearing that why these animals are kept, and then understanding that she left that place, she wants to run away for my purpose, for my marriage, to get for my satisfaction, for my enjoyment. I want to kill all these animals. And no point of maintaining. So no point of me getting married for this purpose. Then she ran away from there, and then she came to forest searching, and finally she comes to the Matang Muni's ashram. So and Matang Muni, obviously being a woman in the forest, then these sages are all wearing saffron color, and then sannyasis detached from the worldly things, detached from women and everything. So obviously they are not going to allow. Then she was watching in a distance and observing every day how they are serving, how they are waking up in the morning, engaging in devotion services, cleaning the places. Then she observed for a few days. Then how I am going to be in the association of these great devotees, how I can serve them. Then she made a plan that before they getting up, she used to go and clean the place and everything perfect. She used to outside and inside everything in detail. So she used to clean up. Then they realized that these associate devotees of Matanga Muni observed that somebody is doing our job. Then they informed. Then Guru said, "No, let's find out. It's a very serious business. Let's find out who is doing it." Then they found out. They hid, and then they saw that Sabari was coming and doing the service. Then Matang Muni was very happy, but understanding that she was doing, then she allowed. Matang Muni has allowed, gave the place and gave the service, allowed her to do certain services. So, but Matang Muni was very pleased by her sincere devotion and service attitude, and with humility she was engaged in service. So this is the mood in which we should serve. This is the attachment one must have for the devotees. So that's why Krishna specifically has come, appeared in for this purpose. So that's why here Arjuna is asking also the Lord to explain in great detail how the three things he's asking in the second verse number 17. In the first one he's asking explain in detail, but then Lord Krishna is saying indirectly that I have already explained. But no, Lord, here Arjuna is saying in detail how three things he's asking. Please explain in detail about so that we can develop the transcendental knowledge. Vidyam, Katam Vidyam, and then second one is asking Parichintayan, how we can remember you. And then the third one, Kechu Kechu Bhaveshu, in the material aspect. Bhaveshu means creation of this material world. Bhavasagra it is called. Ocean of material. Material miseries. Ocean of material world. Birth, death, old age, disease. So, so in this material world, how one can think of the Lord. So how one can remember the Lord, how one can know about the Lord. So these are the three questions Arjuna is asking in great detail. He wants Lord Krishna to explain, and especially how Lord is pervaded in this material world. This is more for the for the general people, not deep, but this is also important aspect in the whole world. How Lord Krishna, because he has mentioned Aham Sarvasya Prabhu, and in Narayan Suktam also we see that there is a beautiful prayers. In that there also we see Narayana para jyoti jyotin Narayana para Narayana para dhyata dhyanan Narayana para Jagat Sarvam Drishyate Sriyate Bhava, where Lord Narayan is expanded everywhere. Yapyan Narayana Sthita. How Lord Narayan is expanded everywhere, he is there in every atom, everything. He is the light, he is the so Jyotir Narayan, he is the Param Brahma. So all these aspects in Narayan Suktam. Just like Purusha Sukta is there, Sahasra Sirsha Purusha. Almost similarly, these prayers are there. Narayan Sukta also in the same way. There, everything about Lord Narayan is been explained. So in that way, also in this verse, as Arjuna is saying, how you are pervaded everywhere. How we can know that you are expanded everywhere. We see your energies. So that's what Arjuna is asking. But for us, that means paying attention to the details, associating with the devotees who have dedicated their life in execution of devotion service, so that we can understand what details we have to pay attention to, whom to hear from, whom not to hear from, and then how to develop attachment to the hearing process. Srinvanti, Gayanti, Smaranti, Nandanti Tavehita. So, how to chant and hear, and how to develop attachment in hearing Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. With rapt attention, that absorption, attentiveness must be there. Then, by proper hearing, sufficient hearing, then we can actually understand and see everything in relation with Krishna. Whenever we taste water, we'll be able to. While we are doing so many other things, we'll be always think and chant the holy name of the Lord. This requires a lot of practice. So, by paying attention to the details, everything is seeing in relation with Krishna with love, that attachment, that everything belongs to Krishna. Nothing should be wasted at home or at temple, wherever. So wherever you see things, everything you will see that this belongs to me. This is Krishna's property. That's also Prabhupada. Wherever he went, he wanted to make sure he never wanted to waste even a drop of water, not a single paisa even. So wherever he was using money, also he was very careful. So he wants every calculation, not a single penny should be wasted. So because he's seeing in relation with Krishna, so that's why he has so much love. That's why he acted accordingly from his childhood, like that. But since we don't have that faith and love, so that's why we see only our property as our attachment we have, and we take care of it. But when it is temple's property or anything else outside, we don't take so much care of it. Especially the temple's property, devotee's property, we should be careful, especially the temple's property, because everything belongs to Krishna. Everything should be utilized properly whenever we come to temple. So that's a service has to be done with attention to the details. each and every service, the cleaning, the garlands, the dressing, the prasadam, the cooking, the serving prasadam, everything. So everything must be very attentive, very sensitive, very cognizant, because devotees are the representatives of Krishna. That is a great quality or great position. Being a devotee is not ordinary position. So that's why we have to follow these instructions of Narada Muni as saying, Anubrajami Tishtan Puyet Angri Renubi, how Sabari has served. That's why Matang Muni was going back. He was going back with all these associates by his service. Then he said, Sabari also asked, how come you are not taking me? Then he said, you wait here, because she has done much more service. She was so much in love with the Lord. So Lord will personally will come. For us, we are going there. But Lord, for you, Lord will personally come. You wait there and continue your service. Lord will come, and then Lord, for sure, he has come. Lord Ramachandra has come specifically to give his association, to give his mercy to Sabari. So that's how one must be attached. When you serve his devotees, that is because Sabari served Lord's devotees, Matang Muni and devotees. This is the same thing we are discussing. Bharat Maharaj coming to Bharadwaj Muni. Bharadwaj Muni already met Lord Ramachandra. He's saying, all my questions are answered today because by serving, by meeting with the Lord, I have met his devotee. Bharata is also Lord in one sense, but he is serving Lord. Bharat Maharaj is serving Lord Ramachandra. In that way, he is devotee. So when we have intense desire to serve the Lord, then Lord will send us the spiritual master, his pure devotee representative, so that we can surrender to him, we can serve him, we can develop love with him, and then we can follow his instructions. So that is the key. So unless we have that love, then Krishna will not reveal. Even after the process of submission and surrender, also we have to have that increase that love. We should never be lacking in the service, in our attachment, in following that instruction. So if love is there, then only we will serve properly. We are always looking for the, despite how much busy we are, how much age we are, how many things we have. If we have love, then we will serve. At home, our parents, grandparents, you look at, did we ever tell them to be that I am retired? No, they're always, grandparents are taking care of their kids, grandkids also. They're waiting when they will get married. They will try to help, they will try to give advice. They are always looking, they are never thinking that they are retired. But when it comes to devotion, we are thinking that we are retired. We are tired, we have too many things. No. But when you have really genuine love, then you want to try to serve in one way or the other. At least some portion of your time, definitely you will want to serve. You will want to serve because you have so much love and attachment. So, so that's why bhakti is all about the love. How much Sabari had love. Lakshmana was hesitating. So why should I taste? Why should my Lord has to taste the eaten berries? But she is tasting because whether it's nicely ripened or sweet or not. And that's why she is tasting it and giving it. And Lord Ramchandra understood. That's why this Janardana word is Janardana Jagatpalan. Janardana means one who gives agitation, one who understands also increases that agitation for the devotees specifically. Ardhana and Ardhana. One who gives, removes the distress, and one who gives the agitation, brings them close. Bhavagrahi Janardana. Lord is seeing what is there in the heart, what is there in the consciousness. He's chanting, he is coming to temple, but does he have the priority in the goal? What is his goal in the life? Is the goal of life is enjoyment, or goal of life is really want me? What is he want? That's why when Lord Ramachandra, when Vibhishana came to surrender Lord Ramachandra, what did Lord Ramachandra said? Sakrudev prapannoyas tavasme chayasase abhayam sarvada tasme dadami etat vratam. Once somebody submits, there also the Acharyas explain that there are two categories of people. One who doesn't have any desires, Aikantika, but there is other categories, surrendered devotees, Atma Parayan, fully submitted, 100% surrendered. For them, the Lord Ramachandra is saying, once one surrenders fully at my lotus feet, I am yours and you are mine. Lord is saying that. That point, so the devotee who is surrendering, he is mine and I am his. So that fully Lord is giving. So he is not afraid. Others said, no, don't accept Vibhishan. But Lord is ready to accept. Lord is ready to accept us. He's always waiting. But we are the one running away from the Lord. We don't have our clear goal. So that's what he's seeing in the heart. Bhava Grahi Janardana. What is the consciousness he has heart in the heart? External is one thing, but internally what we have. We still have desires, then that's why you look at Dhruva Maharaj past time. Dhruva Maharaj has so much sincerity, so much submission, that no matter what, I want to see Krishna, I want to see Lord Vishnu. I have to attain this. Such a great determination. So that's why immediately Guru was sent by Lord. By seeing his heart, immediately Lord Narad Muni was sent right there. And then Narad Muni question tested, obviously. As you perform bhakti, depending on your seriousness, there will be tests. There will be disturbances, for sure. Because we are coming with a different baggage, we will be tested. To the extent we have baggage, more tests every day. We'll go through it. If we are serious enough, we know the priority, we know the goal, then all those disturbances, obstacles will be removed much more quick. If we don't have the priority, we don't have the clear goals in our life, Krishna is not our priority, then those disturbances more and more it will go on. So that's why we have to have that, seeing that it is, first of all, it is our karma. Krishna is not giving anything which is not ours. Whatever we have done, but he will minimize it. One who is really is conscious of the priority and the goals, then Krishna will minimize that karma. Instead of big things, small things will happen. So that's why this consciousness must be there. Faith must be there on the institution. Faith must be there, and Guru Nishta, Acharya Nishta, Sampradaya Nishta has to be there, and love has to be there. Nishta means love. When we have that love, then we can understand Lord's opulences. Then we can understand paying attention to the details, and then we'll develop that attachment. We follow that process. So that's what here Arjuna is specifically asking about the details, how we can think of him, how we can remember him. So, Srinvanti Gayanti Sparanti Abhikshnasa Tava Acharena Tavakam. So that's why Lord Krishna specifically appeared to reveal his confidential pastimes, so that we can remember, we can develop loving relationship, and then we can go back to Godhead. What time is it? 8:24 already. I have to take questions, but let's see. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes we should read, then we can understand what I'm talking about. The very beautiful pastimes. So pay attention and hear with close absorption. These pastimes specifically. श्रद्धा करी सुना यह सुनीते महासुख खंडीवे आध्यात्मिक आदि kutarkadi dukkha. Just try to hear these topics with faith, for there is a great pleasure even in hearing from them. That hearing will destroy all miseries pertaining to the body, mind, and other living entities, the unhappiness, the false arguments as well. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is ever increasingly fresh. For one who hears it again and again, the heart and ear becomes pacified. Chaitanya Charitamrita Nitya Nutana Sunite Sunite Judaye Hridaya Sravan. Now gets interesting. Eta Chinti Rahe Krishna Parama Kautuki Hridaye Badaye Prema Loba Dukha Dukhi. Thinking in this way, Lord Krishna was curious to taste that love. He is eager to desire for that love increasingly blazed in his heart. यही एक सुना आर लोभेर प्रकार स्व माधुर्य देखी कृष्ण करेन विचार. That is one desire. Now please hear of another. Seeing his own beauty, Lord Krishna began to consider. अद्भुत अनंत पूर्ण मोरा मधुरिमा त्रि जगते इहार केह नहीं पाय सीमा. My sweetness is wonderful, infinite and full. No one is there in the three worlds can find its limit. यही प्रेम द्वारे नित्य राधिका एकली अमार माधुर्यामृत आस्वादे सकली. Only Radhika, by the strength of her love, tastes all the nectar of my sweetness. यद्यपि निर्मल राधार सत प्रेम दर्पण तथापि स्वच्छता तारा बाधे क्षणे क्षण. Although Radha's love is pure like a mirror, its purity increases at every moment. Amara madhurya nahi badite avakase. Yei darpaner aga nava nava rupe base. My sweetness also has no room for expansion, yet it shines before that mirror is newer and newer beauty. मन माधुर्य राधार प्रेम दोन्हे होदा करी क्षणे क्षणे बाड़े दोन्हे केहा नाही हरी. There is constant competition between my sweetness and the mirror of Radha's love. They both go on increasing, but neither knows defeat. Neither knows defeat. As Prabhupada mentioned in many places. Duye te lagi huda hui. Competition between Lord Krishna and his devotees, including Radharani here. Amara madhurya nitya nava nava haya. Swa swa prema anurupa bhakti aswadaya. My sweetness is always newer and newer. Devotees taste it according to their own respective love. Darpanaadya deki yadi apana madhuri aswadite haya loba aswadite nari. If I see my sweetness in a mirror, I am tempted to taste it, but nevertheless I cannot. विचार करिए यदि आस्वाद उपाय राधिका स्वरूप हिते तबे manadaya. If I deliberate one on a way to taste it, I find that I hanker for the position of Radhika. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared specifically, and he wants to give us this taste also. Apraka अपरिकलिता पूर्व चमत्कार करी स्फुरति मम गरीयान एष माधुर्य पूरा अयम अहम अपि हंत प्रेक्ष्य यम लुब्ध चेता सुरवसम उपगोतुम कामये राधिकेव who manifests an abundance of sweetness greater than mine, which has never been experienced before, which causes wonder to all. Alas, I myself, my mind bewildered upon seeing this beauty, impetuously desire to enjoy, is like Srimati Radharani. कृष्ण माधुर्यर एक स्वाभाविक बल कृष्ण आदि नर नारी करये चंचला. The beauty of Krishna has one natural strength. It thrills the hearts of all men and women, beginning with Lord Krishna himself. श्रवणे दर्शने आकर्षये सर्व मना अपान आस्वादिते कृष्ण करेन यत्न. All minds are attracted by hearing his sweet voice and flute, or by seeing his beauty. Even Lord Krishna himself makes efforts to taste that sweetness. यही माधुर्यामृत पान सदा यही करे तृणा Trishna Shanti Nahe, Trishna Bade Nirantare. The thirst of one who always drinks the nectar of that sweetness is never satisfied. Rather, that thirst increases constantly. Atrupta Haya Kare Vidhira Nindana. Avidagda Vidhi Bala Na Jane Srijana. Such a person being unsatisfied begins to blaspheme Lord Brahma, saying that he does not know the art of creating well and is simply inexperienced because he has created a blinking of eyes. Why they should be blinking? We are not able to see Krishna. That is the mood of gopis. So that's why they are saying this. Koti netra nahi dila sabe dila dui tahate nimesha Krishna ki deki ve muni. He has not given millions of eyes to see the beauty of Krishna. He has given only 2 eyes, and even those eyes blink. How then shall I see the lovely face of Krishna? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this mood of gopis is talking about all this. Atati yad bhavan ahani kananam trutir yugayate tvan apasyatam kutila kuntalam sri mukam chate jada udikshatam pakshma kridrasam. The gopi said, "Oh Krishna, when you go to the forest during the day and we do not see your sweet face, which is surrounded by beautiful curling hair, half a second becomes as long as an entire age for us." This is what it is. Yugayitam nimeshena chakshusha pravrusha. शून्यायितं जगत् सर्वं गोविंद विरहेण मे अश्लेषवां पादरतां पिनस्तु मां मर्महतां करोतु यथा तथा वातु लंपटो मत् प्राणनादस्तु सेवनापर. They have so much intense absorption and attachment that they can't tolerate not even second to see without seeing Krishna. So that's why they are talking in this way. And we consider the Creator who has put eyelids on the eyes we use for seeing you to be simply a fool. गोप्यश्च कृष्णम उपलभ्य चिराद अभीष्टम यत् प्रेक्षणे दृशि पक्ष्म कृतां सपन्ति दृग्भिर्हृत् कृतम अहम परिलभ्य सर्वा तद् भावम आपुरपि नित्य विजन दुरापम. The gopis saw their beloved Krishna at Kurukshetra after long separation. They secured and embraced him in their heart through their eyes, and they attained a joy so intense that not even a perfect yogis can attain it. The gopis cursed the Creator for creating eyelids that interfered with their vision. कृष्णावलोकन विना नेत्र फल नाही आना यही जना कृष्ण देखे से ही भाग्यवान. There is no consolation for the eyes other than the sight of Krishna. Whoever sees him is most fortunate indeed. The gopi said, "Oh friends, those eyes that see the beautiful faces of the sons of Maharaj Nanda are certainly fortunate. As these 2 sons enter the forest surrounded by their friend driving the cows before them, they hold their flutes to their mouths and glance lovingly upon the residents of Vrindavan. For those who have eyes, we think there is no greater object of vision." Where else can you find this kind of descriptions and beauty and the deep attachment? Women of Madura said, what austerity must be the gopis have performed. With their eyes, they always drink the nectar of the form of Lord Krishna, which is the essence of loveliness and is not be equaled or surpassed. The loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame, opulence. It is self-perfect, ever fresh and extremely rare. Apurva Madhuri Krishnera Apurva Tara Bala Yahara Sravane Mana Haya Talamala. The sweetness of Lord Krishna is unprecedented and its strength is also unprecedented. Simply by once hearing of such beauty, the mind becomes unsteady. How many of you want to hear more? Is it interesting or boring? Okay. Krishnara Madhurya Krishna Upajaya Loba Samyak Aswadite Nare Mora Rahe Shobha. Lord Krishna's own beauty attracts Lord Krishna himself, but because he cannot fully enjoy it, his minds remain full of sorrow. Yeita Dvitiya Hetura Kahila Vivarna. Tritiya Heture Eve Sunah Lakshana. This is a description of his second desire. Now please listen and describe the third one. अत्यंत निगूढ़ यही रासेर सिद्धांत स्वरूप गोसानी मात्र जनेन एकांत. This conclusion of rasa is extremely deep. Only Swarup Damodar knows much about it. This is Swarup Damodar is Radharani's associate, Vishaka Sakhi. He can only describe. Who else can describe? Eva keha anya jane seho tane haite chaitanya gosani ratena atyanta marma yaite. Anyone else who claims to know it must have heard it from him, for he was the most intimate companion of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is Swarup Damodar. Gopi Ganera Premere Radhara Bhavanama Visuddha Nirmala Prema Kabu Nahe Kama. The love of the gopis is called Radha Bhav. It is pure and spotless. It is not at any time lust. Sometimes that word is used, but it is not actually the material, no material thing whatsoever. They don't have any material words. So where is the question of lust coming? So it is just the English words are not there. So that's why in Sanskrit it is called different. But in English, we don't have any other words to use it. Premaiva Gopa Ramanam Kama iti Agamat Pratamam iti Uddhava Adayo api etam Vanchanti Bhagavat Priya. The pure love of the gopis has become celebrated by the name lust. The dear devotees of the Lord, headed by Sri Uddhava, is desired to taste that love. Lust and love has different characteristics, just as iron and gold have different natures. Kama, prema, donkara, vibhinna lakshana, lauha, ara, hema, iche, surupe, vilakshana. Atmendriya priti vancha tare, bali kam, Krishnendriya priti icha tare, prema nam. The desire to gratify one's own senses is kama, but the desire to please senses of Lord Krishna is prema. कामेर तात्पर्य निज संभोग केवल कृष्ण सुख तात्पर्य मात्र प्रेमा तो प्रबल. We'll stop in 5 minutes. The object of lust is only the enjoyment of one's own sense, but love caters the enjoyment of Lord Krishna. Thus, it is very powerful. Social customs, scriptural injunctions, bodily demands, fruitive action, shyness, patience, bodily pleasure, self-gratification, and path of varnashram dharma, which is difficult to give up. The gopis have forsaken all of these, as well as their own relatives, and their punishment and scolding for the sake of serving Lord Krishna. They rendered loving service to him for the sake of his enjoyment. Yaha haite kahiye Krishna druda anurag, swachha dauta vastre, eiche nahi kon dag. This is called firm attachment to Lord Krishna. It is spontaneously pure, like a clean cloth that has no stain whatsoever. That's why we see Durvasa Muni's pastime with Srimati Radharani and the gopis. That nobody else could take water with the pot of holes, taking the water from the river all the way. But only Radharani could take it, even the pot has holes, but she could take it. So, because of purity and chastity. Ataiva kama prema bahuta antara, kama andatama prema nirmala bhaskara. Therefore, lust and love are quite different. Lust is like dense darkness, but love is like a bright sun. Ataiva gopi ganera nahi kama ganda, Krishna sukha lagi matra, Krishna se sambandha. Thus, there is not a slightest taint of lust in gopis' love. Their relation with Krishna is only for the sake of his enjoyment. Ye sujata charanam burham staneshu Buddha sanai priya dadi mahi karakashesu tenatvam atasi tad vyahate na kim swat karpuradi brahmati dhir bhavat ayushamna. Oh dearly beloved, your lotus feet are so soft. Fearing that your feet will be hard, our life rests only in you. Our mind therefore are filled with anxiety, and your tender feet might be wounded by pebbles as you roam about in the forest path. They are thinking when he's going for cow herding, his feet will hurt. Atma sukha deke dukke dun hai gopira nahi ka vichar. Krishna sukha hetu chesta mano vyavahar. The gopis do not care for their own pleasures or pains. All their physical and mental activities are directed toward offering enjoyment to Lord Krishna. कृष्ण लागी आर सबे करे परित्याग कृष्ण सुखे हेतु करे शुद्ध अनुराग they renounced everything for Krishna. They have pure attachment to giving Krishna's pleasure. Oh, my beloved gopis, you have renounced social customs, scriptural injunctions, your relatives for my sake. I disappear behind you only to increase your concentration upon me. Since I disappeared for your benefit, you should not be displeased with me. That means when the pure devotees, when Guru leaves, so it is also this Vipralam vow, we have to have the deep attachment, deep separation from the spiritual masters. That means we have to increase our love by following his instruction, by our service to the spiritual master and his representatives. So constantly serving him, constantly reminded of their instructions and doing the service. So that will help us to be always connected. Then Guru will speak to us through dreams or through his representatives. Krishnera pratigna eka ache purva hite yei aiche Baje Krishna Tare Baje Taiche. Lord Krishna has a promise from before to reciprocate with his devotees according to the way they worship him. Ye yatamam prapadyam says, this we have heard. In whatever way my devotees surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Puta. So he is seeing Bhavagrahi Jananda. He is seeing what is there in our heart, accordingly he is reciprocating. If you want the other things, then Maya will capture us every day. He will give allurements. See pratigna banga haila gopira bhajane tahate praman Krishna Sri Mukha vachane. That promise has been broken by the worship of the gopis. So as Lord Krishna himself admits that. We'll stop here. Oh gopis, I am not able to repay my debt for your spotless service. Even within a lifetime of Brahma, your connection with me is beyond reproach. You have worshipped me, cutting off all domestic ties, which are difficult to break. Therefore, please let your own glories, deeds be your compensation. So we can understand these are the opulences. This is the highest level opulences. That's why I have read. As Arjuna is asking, so then we can understand. Arjuna is asking for common people, but this is where height we can go to the highest opulence of Gopi's love of Lord for Lord Krishna. So they don't have a love for anybody else, not even to Lord Narayan. When they see Lord Narayan, they're offering obeisance. They're asking Lord Narayan, "Did you see our Shyamsundar Krishna, two-handed form Krishna?" Even though Krishna himself became Lord Narayan, and so he wants to see what will gopis do. So that much attachment and love they have for the Lord. So that is the attachment we need to have for his devotees. So that's why Uddhava has been sent to Vrindavan, obviously, to give some appeasement for gopis, but also to teach Uddhava that he was a little bit proud. He was thinking that he was a pure devotee, but Lord wants to teach also at the same time to Uddhava also that the gopis of Vrindavan, no one else in this world has, in the whole Brahmanda, material and spiritual world, has the love than the gopis of Vrindavan. As per Srimati, Radharani has the highest love. So that's why Lord has taught that lesson to Uddhava. And then Uddhava wants to become a creeper in Vrindavan Dham so that he can get the dust, the gopis' feet will be touched so that he can become purified. So this is the quality of pure devotee. So that's why Bhajana Bhaktivinoda Thakur is singing that what is that? Suddha Bhakta Charana Renu. So what is that? Suddha Bhakta Charana Renu. What is the next line? I'm forgetting things today. Suddha Bhakta Charan Renu. Bhajana Anukula. If you want to perform pure devotion service favorable to the Lord and Guru, we have to take the dust of the lotus feet of pure devotee. We have to hear, we have to follow the pure devotees. Then only we can engaging in favorable devotion. Otherwise, there is no way to come to the favorable devotion service. We may do, but it is unfavorable. We will not know what is favorable, what is not favorable. So unless we take the association of the pure devotees. So with that, we'll stop here. Any quick questions? We'll take Prasadam already 8:40. Let's see if anyone has questions on the Zoom or if anyone is still there.
were talking about strawberry, right?
Yes. Yeah.
How long she served before she saw
Lord Ramachandra. Matang Muni. Yeah, easily. I don't remember. I have to look it up, but easily 40, 50 years or more. Yeah, because they became Matang Muni is old, so so after they left, they went back. Then Lord has come, but you can still understand that. Yeah, huh? Thousand. Because we can look at Ms. Lord Ramachandra going to the forest. That is 14 years, right? Vanavas. So at the end, basically, Lord Ramachandra has come with Lakshman. So that is 14 years, and before that, probably some years. So maybe 70 to 100 years, but it could be, but this is Treta Yuga. It could be 1,000 years also, because Treta Yuga is 10,000 years. Yeah. But it doesn't matter. Still, for that age, Kali Yuga is less time. Yeah, yeah. So that's why. But either way, it is as it in this verse it is mentioned. Prabhupada is explaining 1835 or 1836. I think 1835. Prabhupada is mentioning that. Oh Krishna, those who continuously hear, chant, repeat your transcendental activities, or take pleasure in others doing so, certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop the repetition of birth and death. So there, Prabhupada is mentioning that one who follows this process, they can see very achrya, very quickly, face to face. Also, Prabhupada is mentioning in few other places. Also, I saw the purport Prabhupada is mentioning. It is possible, but that, huh? Yeah. But even if Lord doesn't come, if you have the association of the pure devotee, that's all. Uh, that's all we need. The association of pure devotee is there, then that love and attachment is there at the time of giving up the body, at whatever day, whatever time, wherever it happens, it doesn't matter. Guru will come and take us. Like, Guru will make us remember. So make us remember and take us back to so wherever is Krishna performing pastimes within this planet, because that's where generally we get trained. What position we are, what swarupa, what form we have, what rasa we have. The training will be given in that planet before we enter into the spiritual world. So that is the general 99% of the times. That's how it is the path going to the planet, and then from there the spiritual world. Yeah. Any other questions? Anyone has? Let's see in the Zoom if anyone has questions. Devotees on the Zoom, anyone has questions? You can unmute yourself and ask. Yeah, go ahead. Looks like no one. Yeah, on Zoom. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. I had to look it up if the Valmiki reference is there. We have the vyasaonline.com Ramayana verses reference. You can verse also, you see. Yeah, but yeah, but in few different ways one can take a look. Means generally people take the particular portion and they want to draw a conclusion, draw an attention. But if yeah, but that's not that means if Lord Shiva is drinking poison, can you drink poison? Yes, he has so many other things. Does it? But he's smoking ganja. This. Yeah. But even Lord Ramachandra in this case is come. Yeah. So Lord Ramachandra in this case, even Bharat Maharaj also case we are discussing this morning. Bharadwaj Muni called Vishwakarma. And then Vishwakarma created so much, even the meat and apsara, so many things are described, because that is the opulence of the king. And so you're serving in that way. So even if you see that also, Lord can do anything and everything. So obviously he came from Maryada Purushottam as a king, he could hunt. There is no problem killing. That's what in Wali's case also. That's what Lord said, that I'm protector of the living entities, so I can kill the animals who are doing irreligious activities. So I can use my the weapons. Same way, so Lord could kill. So I will be surprised. Even if he is eating, Kshatriyas can eat meat. I don't think there is a restriction for Kshatriyas not to eat meat. So, but even if the Lord eats, also no problem. Some places we see that Lord went to Lord Shiva's abode and then he paid obeisances or something. Yes, he could have done it. That we have to understand that Lord is doing because he wants to glorify pure devotees. Lord Shiva is a pure devotee of the Lord Vaishnava. So that's why Lord Ramachandra would have gone there and taken. That's not. That doesn't mean that Lord Shiva has become the supreme God and then Lord Ramachandra became a devotee. That is never the case because that is his Ishtadev. Lord Shiva is always thinking and meditating on Lord Rama, Lord Balram, Lord Sankarshan Ram, Lord Ram. So that's what his Ishtadev is. So where is the question of servant becoming a master? That question doesn't even arise. But people interpret in their own way. And they have to take the whole Bhagavad, they have to take the whole Ramayana, understand how Lord Ramachandra lived. Why did he observe each and everything? He followed his father's order. He never break anything in his life. So then why will he break any activities? We have to see the context and see when he did that. It could be because it could be based on the order, like Srila Bhakti Siddhanta told. You can go to Russia, you can go to any country. If you need to eat meat, yes, you can eat meat, but you have to do for preaching. If there is nothing, you can eat meat, but preaching has to go on. So on the order of Guru, you can do it. Yeah. If Vishwamitra or whoever the sages he was guided by, if they say that you can eat, then that's it. That becomes your shastra. Then there is no sin for you. If Guru gives the order, that's it. That is where everything is there. So it doesn't come. That's why when Krishna is telling, go and say that Ashwadhama Kunjara, but Yudhishthira Maharaj thought, no, this is lie. How can I say? I am Yudhishthira. I am always go by the truth. But if Lord is instructing you to do, then it doesn't. At that point, you shouldn't have any question, no vichar. And Guru is instructing something, no vichar. You just follow. What shastra? Do you know the shastra? What Guru says, Guru knows better than you. So that's why we have to follow. Once Guru gives instruction or shastra, Lord is saying something, then we have to follow. So in that way, we have to see the exact verses and the context where exactly it is mentioned that Lord Ramchandra eating meat. So we can see the context. But I'm sure it could be one of those in relation with some others he went with or something is the cause. Otherwise, yeah. Any other questions? Yeah. Yeah. There are many passages of Ramayana. Generally, we refer to Valmiki Ramayana only. Even if you refer to Ramcharitamanas or any other, where it allows, where this it is aligned with our Siddhanta, that is the portion we take from any other Ramayana. There are many, 4 or 5. Kanda, yeah, many Ramayans are there from different states of India. But the Valmiki Ramayana is the one which we refer to. That's what Sri Prabhupada always mentioned. Yeah. Any other question? If not, we'll stop.